We got Kevin Holland back here on the program. He's going to be taking on John Phillips at UFC Fight Night 141 on November 24th in China. Kevin, what's up, man? How are you?
Man, I'm doing pretty good, brother. How you been?
I've been well. It's good to catch up with you again. Of course, we found out the news that you got a fight book. But before we talk about that, we had a pretty interesting UFC card this past weekend. Did you watch it? What'd you think?
Man, you know what? I was doing things with the family, so I really didn't get a chance to watch the UFC fights, which sucks. But I will be watching the ones November 3rd. Have a little birthday party for myself since my birthday's on the 5th.
Oh, awesome.
So I'll get all caught up.
Yeah, what's that like? Because obviously there's a couple important fights in your division. You know, Weidman and Jacare, and now Adesanya and Brunson. Who do you think win those fights? Just out of curiosity.
Wyman. I'm not gonna say who I think wins. I'm gonna say how I want to win, the way everything is set up, which
Okay.
I think
I
make
like
more
that.
sense later on. So I think it makes more sense for Stylebender to win.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it makes more sense, you know, where he's going with his career and everything. I see him fighting for a title soon if he wins. Money-making guy. Still want that scrap. And then with the Wyman fight, honestly, doesn't Wyman need a W?
Does he what? Sorry.
He needs a W, right?
Oh
I
yeah,
think
yeah. Well, no, he's coming off the win over Gaslam. So,
Yeah, so
but if he wins, I'll say this. I mean, he's probably getting a title shot. I would think if he beats Jacare.
nah, I don't think he has enough. I don't think he has enough hype. I like to see him win. I like to see those two guys win. I was supposed to go help Derek Brunson out for the camp, so no hard feelings with Derek Brunson. But in all reality, when I got the message from him saying come help, first thing that went through my brain was you're on the hit list too. So
Right.
you know what I mean? It's like it's just business, but at the end of the day, they're all on the hit list. So it makes more sense for Stylebender and Wyman to get the W's from where I'm sitting from.
Did Brunson say anything to you about not helping him train? Like, was he upset or did he get it? How did he react?
He didn't really say anything. We just kind of like quit messaging each other.
Okay.
Me and my grandpa was talking about it, and my manager was like, you know, it'd be a good person to work with, which I agree. But me and my grandpa was talking about it, and my grandpa said it'd be a good W underneath the cap too. So I think I'd rather keep my tricks and my tools and myself and use my guys that I have in Texas, because Texas is a big state. And if he wants a sparring partner and if he wants a dummy to help him get ready for Israel, he's gonna have to shop elsewhere. You know, so that fight's already there. So I guess he had to shop elsewhere. So no hard feelings or anything. But like I said, he's on the hit list.
When did you find out about this fight against John Phillips? Because it seemed like it came just over the weekend. Did you know before that?
So I wanted to fight in November period. You know what I mean? It's my birthday month. I wanted to fight. So it kind of came out of the blue. I was trying to get on the November 10th card against Ian Heinrich. Manager didn't like the altitude. So yeah, I'm throwing him underneath the bus on this one. He didn't like the altitude. So he didn't take the fight. But my grandpa was like, I hope you have a rabbit in a hat. And then they popped up with this China fight. So big lucks to Mick Maynard. I appreciate that. And big thank you to KO Reps for the China fight. Traveling overseas, of course, we're going to China. That's pretty awesome. So it kind of just sprung upon us. And my manager told me I had to come some fire to announce the fight. And I had a bottle of Proper 12 sitting in the cabinet. Everybody knows I'm a big Conor fan, but business is business, you know. Break the Proper 12, go out there, drop the photo, and see what we can get.
And just one more thing, just to clarify. So your manager felt it wasn't a good matchup on Denver, or Heinisch turned down the fight. I'm trying to understand what you're saying there.
Altitude, fighting Heinrich in his hometown, short notice, no fight camp, in the mountains.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, especially on short notice. Yeah, I agree with you.
But I was having dreams of a man's head on a stick in the mountains. Maybe it's from playing too much Assassin's Creed, or maybe it was just from the simple fact that I'm that confident in myself. But yeah, so Ian Heinrich, I guess if he can go out there and get a W, I guess he's on the hit list too. You know what I mean? They're all on the hit list.
Now, as far as fighting or having this fight, I should say, this is your first fight overseas, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, first fight overseas, definitely. But I've done it many, many times in my dreams. So, I'm just making dreams come true. So this is a walk in the park, if you ask me. If you see it, you believe it, you achieve it, right?
No, I agree with you there. Do you like that? Do you like getting some traveling in, or would you prefer fighting closer to home?
You know what? I think it's gonna be awesome going to China. I would love every fight to be here. I would have loved to have fought in all 50 states before I ever took off and went overseas, just to give back to the U.S. But if overseas is where we got to go, overseas is where we're going to go. You know, it's business, and I'm going to go get the check, and I'm going to go get the W. So I'm looking forward to knocking his head off. It didn't matter if it was here, there, or anywhere. The W was going to be mine.
Now, how long is the flight for you?
Everybody's saying 20 hours. It's going to be a 20-hour flight, so that should be fun. See what all movies I'm going to get downloaded and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So
no, you got to come prepared. You can't trust the airplane with their movies. You got to bring your own.
Yeah, you got to bring your own. I mean, I'm taking my PlayStation with me.
Oh, that's smart.
You know,
Genius idea.
Got to have something to do while you're out there. So I'm looking forward to it, bro. I'm excited, to be honest with you. It's the job, you know. What has a better job than that? That's pretty awesome.
When do you arrive? Have you booked your flight yet?
No, they haven't booked my flight yet. We're going through all the visas and everything right now, so rushing the visa and everything, getting that done, and then we'll be there.
What about
as soon as they let us?
I was going to say, what about your corner? Because I know sometimes they only allow you to bring out, I think, one corner for like international flights. Have you figured that out yet, or no?
Man, if we have to spend money to get my guys there, we will spend money to get my guys there. If money has to come out of the pocket, money has to come out of the pocket. We are a team, you know. We're a team, so you know. If my guys want to go, if my guys feel like they want to make that trip, we'll make that trip. But also, this is a long trip. It's a lot of time away from the gym, so some coaches might not go. But in a perfect world, the whole team would go. You know, everybody in the gym, we'd all go out there. You know, go to China deep, and I wouldn't need the PlayStation if that was the case.
Yeah, I hear you. Let's talk about John Phillips, 20-7 record. Just style-wise, how do you feel like you match up against him?
You know what? A local guy beat him in Charles Bird. Took him down, submitted him in the first round. That gives you skyrocket confidence when you've seen another local beat him. You know, so if that means if he beat him in the first round, that means he's equivalent to some of the local talent around here. So, you know, 20-7, you know, who are you fighting? That's what I have to ask you. You know, 18 knockouts, that's pretty. Only one of my fights went to decision that I won. You know what I mean? All my wins are usually finishes. So, John Phillips, I think it makes an interesting fight for the fans, but I think it makes a cakewalk for my pockets. You know, he's the type of guy, he wants to go out on the shield. So, you know, I know they don't do submission of the night anymore, but they do performance of the night. So if I could sub him within 2 minutes, that'd be awesome. But I'm not looking to go in there and do takedowns. So only way he gets subbed if he falls flat on his face and I don't feel like beating his head in anymore. You know what I mean? If that's the case, then I'll just wrap my long arms around his throat and strangle him to death. And I'm cool with that too.
How are you structuring this training camp?
I'm using everybody I can. You know, I'm fighting somebody who is nowhere from near around here or nowhere in the area. He's not gonna have none of the same training partners and none of the guys around here. So I'm looking forward. I'm hoping I can go and travel to some of the local Texas gyms and even some of the Texas gyms a little further out, Houston, San Antonio. You know, even if I can just drive out early morning, you know, get there, do some work, and come back home that night and be back with the family. You know, I'm looking forward to use all of Texas to go out there and bring home the W. So that's what I'm banking on. I'm banking on using Texas to get it done. But I always got that Team Luter Jiu-Jitsu in my ball cap. And when you're a brown belt underneath Travis Luter, that's a dangerous thing. And as you see in the Thiago fight, there's plenty of submissions under the tool belt that we could throw up at any time. So, you know, be very aware.
What are you using for recovery during training camp?
Yeah, come on, man. What am I using for recovery during training camp?
I got to ask, you know.
I'm using Terphouse CBD, baby. You know what I'm using. I'm using Terphouse CBD. I love the lotion. After a hard training session, I usually use a little punch junk for the hands. Mm-hmm. But every morning when I wake up, I put the CBD lotion on the hands. I take my CBD. I take my drop. You know, me and my grandpa, we're going to start our own little ritual. We put it in our tea every morning. So, I mean, CBD, baby. CBD is the way to go. I actually need to get me another bottle of the lotion. I need to get me some more gum because my girl's talking about she's going to start rubbing me down every Friday night with the CBD lotion. And I said, ooh, that sounds kinky and sexy. So I like that.
I like that. How's the weight cut? I imagine, is already started. I mean, you used to fight at 70, so I imagine the cut's not that bad for you.
No, the cut's not that bad. So we've been doing a lot of strength and conditioning lately. Shout out to CD Powertrain, Shook Dorsey. You know, a great coach, really great with the athletics, very, very, very good. Certified with the Vertimax. So we've been doing a lot of strength and conditioning lately. If you looked at my Instagram, you'd have seen that hill I was running the other day. Vicious hill. You don't find hills like that in Texas all the time. So just the weight cut should be easy, man. A lot of water intake, you know, but we have gained some muscle mass. So the weight cut will be not as fairly easy as it used to be, but it'll still be easy. Like you said, I used to fight at 70. I haven't gained a whole crap load of weight, but I'm solid right now, so I'm looking forward to putting that to work.
How do you see this fight playing out on November 24th?
Bonuses. If the man can take the shots, then he might get strangled to death. So bonuses. I see a finish. I see us still in the China show. Going over to Asia, I see it being our show. You got Francis on there, but Francis ain't nobody. He's not a real entertainer. He's nobody special. I'm the entertainer there. I'm the entertainer on that card, and I'm looking forward to going out there and entertain. I'm Big Mouth. I'm Trailblazer. I'm gonna go out there Hollywood, baby. I'm gonna make everything swang and bang, and I'm gonna make sure everybody has the fireworks that night. So when you go ahead and watch that fight, make sure you watch me, because everybody else in that card, they're holding the jockstrap.
What's next for you after this fight? You kind of alluded to it there. If you come out unscathed, are you trying to get one more in this year, or are you looking more towards 2019?
I would love to start 2019 off beautiful. Honestly, I fought for my normal organization in XKO this year, defending my belt, and I'm gonna give Hayward Charles some props. I defended against Hayward Charles, tough guy. Then I went over and I fought in Bellator, Tegan Dooley. Then I went for Contender Series, and I fought Santiago, and then I went to UFC, fought Santos, and now I'm going back to China and I'm fighting Conor McGregor's teammate John Phillips from SPG. That's a good year. You know what I mean? That's a good year. If I can go out there and crack that W, let's start 2019 off and try to top this year. I fought for every promotion this year, so that's a hell of a year. And after I go get this W, I got to fought for every promotion this year and got a W. So let's start 2019 off. Let's see what 2019 brings. 2018, as far as I'm concerned, I'm gonna get a knockout bonus, enjoy Christmas, and this year is over.
Kevin, always a pleasure, man. Make my job so easy when it comes to these interviews. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you have any sponsors or shout outs, the floor is yours, man.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that. You can find me at Trailblaze to the Top on Twitter and Instagram. Remind you, I don't run the Twitter, so if it ain't as fly as the Instagram, you know why. Facebook, basic old Kevin Holland, man. I get a lot of fans and friends on Facebook, a lot of supporters, and I always call fans family, because if you stick with me and you truly stick with me, I really thank you. So basic old Kevin Holland. You can usually see me with the afro or a good old ball cap on my head. Other than that, man, I want to give a big shout out to Jay Duckinson Roofing. They're always with me through thick and thin. Jim Ross Law Group, they're with me through thick and thin. KO Reps, he's doing a mighty fine job even when I'm mad at him. And he's about to get served in basketball tonight. Shout out to Mr. Greg. Shout out to Team Looter. Shout out to Powerhouse, the Lamb Striking System, and of course, the CD Powertrain, Shook Dorsey. So just shout out to all those people who's been doing a good lookout, and of course Terphouse, for once again coming through with the CBD oil and keeping me in here, be able to do 2-3 days a day. That's it's beautiful stuff.